Akshay Pratap, ask your friends to join. Shri Kumawat, ask your friends to join. I'll be starting. That I had some problem with the drivers. Okay, we'll solve a few more problems on buckling. I'll go ahead. Ask others to join. Kindly, I'll wait for 1 more minute. Okay, I'll start now. We have solved two problems on buckling. I'll go ahead and solve few more problems. The last problem which was solved was this designing of column. Next problem is that this is solid round bar of diameter 60 mm. As soon as you give solid round bar, you make a note. Diameter is 60 mm of a solid round bar, and length is 2.5 meter or 2500 mm, and is used as a strut in the sense other than the vertical position. Columns in horizontal position joined by pin joints are called struts. Okay, find the safe compressive load for the strut. What is the safe compressive load? P safe is equal to how much? Okay, if both ends are hinged, the first condition is both ends are hinged. Second, both ends fixed. Both ends fixed. Taking smaller c is equal to 2 into 10 power 5 Newton per mm square, and factor of safety equal to 3. As soon as you say factor of safety in your mind, there should be a picture. P safe load is equal to P buckling load or crippling load by factor of safety. This relation should be there. He has asked the safe load. I'll find the crippling load. I will divide it by 3 and I will get the safe load. Okay, this is the procedure. So what I will do, he has given first condition both ends hinged. For both ends hinged, we know that P is equal to pi square EI by LE square. L effective is equal to K into L. For a hinged condition, K is equal to 1. Therefore LE is equal to L, which is equal to 2500 mm. I is equal to Ixx is equal to Iyy, since it is solid circular shaft, which is equal to pi d power 4 by 62, which is equal to, can you tell me, pi into diameter as given, solid 60 mm diameter, 60 mm diameter, 60 power 4 by 64. Now tell me what is I. Okay, one of you tell me what is I. Pi into 60 power 4 by 64. How much? 636.
636.17 into 10 raised to 3.
Okay. 36.173 into 10 raised to power 3 mm power 4. Buckling load PE is equal to pi square Young's modulus in Newton per mm square 2 into 10 power 5 into I 636.173 into 10 power 3 pi square EI by LE square. Length is 2500 the whole square. Can you tell me the crippling load? How much?
200.92 kilonewton.
Yes, 200.92 into 10 power 3 Newton. I request diploma students also calculate meanwhile and tell me the answers. The first condition, which was the hinged condition, this is over. Only the effective length will vary here. For both ends fixed, what is the effective length? What is the effective length? L for both ends fixed. What is the effective length LE? What is the value of K? Now, if you tell me what is the value of K? Both ends fixed. You can see here both ends fixed. L is 0.5 times L, half of L. Okay. Is it audible now? Is it audible now?
Yes, sir.
Okay, there was some internet issue. For both ends fixed, LE, which is equal to 0.5 times L pi square EI by LE square, which is equal to pi square into what is the Young's modulus? 2 into 10 power 5, 2 into 10 power 5 Newton per mm square into I, how much we got? I is equal to 636.172 into 10 power 3 by LE, which is equal to zero point 0.5 into length is 2500 into 2500 the whole square. Can you tell me what is PE? that is nothing but equal to multiplying by 4. 4 times the previous answer. 4 times of 10, how much? Is it 803.68 into 10 power 3 Newton? Are you getting this?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now he has asked us to find the safe load, but we have found the crippling load. Safe load P safe, which is equal to crippling load by factor of safety, which is equal to 200.92 into 10 power 3 by factor of safety. It's 3. Can you tell me what is P safe? How much?
66.97 into 10 power
66.97 into
3.
10 power 3 Newton. In this case, P safe, which is equal to PE by FOS, which is equal to 803.68 into 10 power 3 by 3. Can you tell me what is this value?
267.89 into 10 power 3.
267.89 into 10 power 3 Newton. Okay, we'll go ahead and solve the next problem. The problem is like this. A 1.5 meter long column has a circular cross section of 50 mm diameter. Length is equal to 1500 mm. Diameter, which is equal to 50 mm. One end of the column is fixed in direction and position, and the other end is free. One end of the column is fixed in direction and position, other end is free, subjected to loading P. Okay. Taking the factor of safety as 3, FOS is equal to 3. Calculate the safe load. P safe is equal to how much? Using Rankin's formula, taking yield stress as 560 Newton per mm square and alpha is equal to 1 by 1600. Calculate the safe load by using Rankine formula, that is PCR is equal to how much? Given that my sigma c, which is equal to Rankin's formula, taking yield stress as 560, sigma c 560 Newton per mm square, and alpha, which is equal to 1 by 1600. Next, he has given Euler's formula. We have to find the safe load by using Rankine formula, and then next by using Euler formula is equal to how much? Taking Young's modulus C, 1.2 into 10 power 5 Newton per mm square. This is the given data. As usual, first write the formula, whatever the formula you know. The formula is given for Rankine formula, sigma Ca into 1 plus alpha L by K the whole square. We know sigma C, we know alpha, area of circular cross section pi d square by 4, which is equal to pi into 50 square by 4. You tell me this. I is equal to pi d power 4 by 64, which is equal to pi into 50 power 4 by 64. Tell me this. What is A?
1.963 into 10 power 3.
1.963 into 10 power 3 mm square. What is I? 306.79 into 10 power 3 mm power 4. Okay. Next, I is equal to ak square, or k is equal to root I by a, right? I is equal to ak square, k is equal to root I by a. K we need to calculate, which is equal to root of 306.796 into 10 power 3 by area of cross section. It's 1.963 into 10 power 3. Can you tell me what is this? Diploma students?
12.5.
Yes, 12.50 mm. Diploma students are calculating it. Faraz Sheikh, Akshay Pratap, 12.50 mm. And see what he has given, that we should be always careful. We should not directly substitute in the formula. One end fixed, other end free. So effective length will be LE, which is equal to K times L. We will go back LE, which is equal to one end fixed, other end free. It is twice the length. LE is equal to KL. K is 2L. 2. Okay. LE, which is equal to 2L, which is equal to, what is the length? Length is 1500 mm. Therefore, it will be equal to 3000 mm. PCR due to Rankine scripting load, sigma Ca 1 plus alpha L by K the whole square, which is equal to sigma C is given to be 560 into area of cross section 1.963 into 10 power 3 divided by 1 plus alpha. Alpha is 1 by 1600 into length is 3000 by K is 12.50, the whole square. Can you tell me what is crippling load? Rankine crippling load. Is it 29.716 into 10 power 3 Newton? Are you getting this answer?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Then he has asked the safe load. P safe, which is equal to P crippling by FOS, which is equal to 29.716 into 10 power 3 by factor of safety. He has given us 3. Tell me this answer. Therefore, P safe will be equal to how much? So that is safe load. P safe in the sense safe load.
9.
Okay. 9.905 into 10 power 3.
90.
Yes. Next, we have found the crippling load by Rankine's formula, as also asked us to find by Euler formula. Euler crippling load. P, which is equal to pi square EI by LE square, which is equal to pi square into Young's modulus C 1.2 into 10 power 5, 1.2 into 10 power 5 into I. I is how much? I is 306.796 into 10 power 3 pi square EI. Well, effective length 3000 square. Can you tell me Euler's crippling load PE?
47.47 into 10 power 3.
47.4, give me a moment. Yes, 40.37 is something we are getting, right?
40.372 something.
27 into 10 power 3 Newton. Safe load, which is equal to, let me write, this is PCR safe, this is P safe, which is equal to crippling load by factor of safety, which is equal to, in this case, this is ILS crippling load, this is Rankine crippling load. Okay, 40.372 into 10 power 3 by 3. Can tell me ILS safe load, what will be this value? I think it's 13.457 into 10 power 3 Newton. Okay, next problem will go ahead. These problems are very simple. Directly we are substituting, but you should know how to calculate the moment of inertia, area moment of inertia. We'll solve few problems on that later. Okay, now this is the problem. Okay, this will take time. Okay, you should. I'll be sending one more link. If this class, if this problem doesn't complete, I'll send you one more link so that we can complete this problem. Okay, this problem, the statement is like this. Only thing is little involved is calculating the area moment of inertia. A column, a column has an I section with equal flanges. He has given the dimension. When a column is used as simply supported beam with UDL 24 kilonewton meter. So you should assume he has given the column section is I section. Column section is I section. Okay, he has given the dimension. This is 200 mm. This is 10 mm. This length is 300 mm. This is 10. This is 200. This is 10. These are the dimensions you are given in the problem. Okay, this length is 200. You should understand this will be this length, and then this length. So these are the dimensions is given. Why we need to calculate the area moment of inertia in the sense, I have already told you column buckles along the least moment of inertia. I illustrated that by using a scale. Can you recall that? So I don't know which is the least moment of inertia. So you have to imagine column as I section, and it's kept vertical. So what I will do, I'll write the axis first. I'll write the axis first. This should be vertical. I'll write just an axis, x and y axis. I will write for my reference. Okay. Due to symmetry, this is symmetrical about x and y axis, right? Due to symmetry, if I take this is my x symmetry, this is my y axis symmetry. Symmetrical about both x and y axis. This section is symmetrical about both x and y axis. So I can write this distance from the reference axis to here. This is y bar. This distance from here to here is x bar. Y bar will be half of this 300, 320. This will be 320 in the sense 160. X bar 200, x bar will be 150. X bar will be 150. So this, if I assume this as centroid, centroid will be at a distance of 150 from the y-axis, and it will be at a distance of 160 from the x-axis. This y bar and x bar, we have located it. If you want, if you are interested, you can calculate directly. The formula is y bar, which is equal to a1 y1 plus a2 y2 divided by a1 plus a2. Similarly, x bar is equal to a1 x1 plus a2 x2 divided by a1 plus a2. This remains the same. Okay. Now, But due to symmetry, I can write y bar which is equal to 160 and x bar which is equal to 150. Okay.
Sir,
Now,
X bar
yes.
100. I think
Yes.
X bar is 100.
X bar. Sorry. X correct. Correct. X bar is 100. X bar is 100 as your friend said. X bar is 100. Okay. Now, 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 I need to calculate the moment of inertia about x axis and y axis, and which is the least one on that axis the column is going to buckle. Still, I don't know which is the least moment of inertia. We need to calculate that. Let me take first x axis, ix for example. I have told you if I am calculating moment of inertia of a body, if I consider body, if I calculate the moment of inertia on this axis itself, which is passing to the CG, which is given by some formula BD cube by 12 or BH cube by 12 or whatever, some formula.
So there
Is it audible? Is it audible? Okay, I'll continue. If it was given about the same section, if the section passes to CG, then I could have been taken BD cube by 12 or BH cube by 12. But in this case, see, this is the case similar to this. The section is somewhere x here, and the axis, the centroid is somewhere here. So I will use the parallel axis theorem. Moment of inertia about parallel axis from the centroid is moment of inertia about that body about the centroidal axis, and product of this area of cross section, product of the area of cross section A and square of the distance. Same I will be using. Let me demonstrate this. We'll come to know. So if I want to calculate Ixx for this body, here is the centroid. Here, if I take, yes, tell me, Sushil Kumar, what is the doubt? Yes, tell me, Sushil Kumar. Sushil Kumar.
Sir, it's very difficult to get your voice, sir.
Now also.
Sir, it's breaking, sir.
From the beginning or now?
Now it's okay, sir, but in between, sir.
It has happened just now, right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
But there was some internet unstable issue. I got a message, so it has happened. Now it won't. It may not happen. Okay. So this is the centroid. If I am unable to complete, I will schedule one more link. I have to complete this problem so that we'll have a grip on that. We'll have a grip on it. This is the CG of this section. This section, if I call this as 1, this as 2, this as 3. This is the centroid of this section. This is the centroid of this section. Now, if I say Ixx, then it will be, give me a moment. Okay. 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 Ixx, which is equal to, I have told you, I plus AH square, which is equal to, in case of section 1, I is nothing but BD cube by 12. So if I am considering x-axis, whatever parallel to the x-axis is my B. So B is BD cube by 12, B is 200, D is BD cube by 12 plus area 200 into 10 h square from here sorry from here to this distance, from this centroid to this centroid. Therefore, let me write this as, this is 10 from here, 5 minus, this is 160. Are you able to understand this? 5 minus 160 or 160 minus 5, it's one and the same. When I say h square, I am calculating the distance from centroid to centroid from this first section centroid to the centroid, this distance is 10. Half of that will be 5. 5 minus 160 will be my distance 155 mm from ear to ear. Okay. Next Ixx for the second section, which is equal to, it is passing through the centroid. Section is passing through the centroid. Therefore, this is just only BD cube by 12. Whatever is parallel to the x-axis, in this case, parallel to the axis is my B. So B is 10 into D cube. D cube is 300 cube by 12 plus BD cube by 12 from this centroid, from this axis BD cube by 12. This is parallel to x-axis 200 into 10 cube by 12 plus I'm calculating the area of moment of inertia about this axis, So from this, if I want to calculate, I want to take BD cube by 12 plus CH square. My centroid is not passing through this axis here. The third section, it is somewhere here. Centroid is here. So centroid of the section is here, that is y bar. So I have to take EH square, which is nothing but 200 into 10 AH square. This is A into h square. H square, it is nothing but from ear to ear, distance from ear to this axis to this axis, it's 10, 3 and 310, 315, 315 minus y bar is 160. Isn't it? Centroid to center distance I have to take. 315 from ear to ear is my this distance. 315 minus 160 is the distance between this centroid and this centroid. Can you tell me what is this value of Ixx? BD cube by 12 plus A 200 into 10 minus 155 the whole square. Similarly, this has to be 155 the whole square. Are you able to understand this? Are you able to understand this? This is parallel axis theorem. So if I calculate the moment of inertia about some parallel axis which is parallel to the centroid, then moment of inertia is moment of inertia of this body about this axis, and this product plus summation of product of this area into square of the distance, from centroid to centroid. So that's what I'm taking. So you can refer to your mechanics book if you have still doubts. Tell me what is the value. 200 into 10 per 3 into 12 plus 200 into 10, 155 square plus 10 into 300 cube by 12 plus 200 into 10 per 3 plus 200 into 10 per 3 plus 200 into, sorry, this is 200 into 10 only, 200 into 10 into 305, 350 minus 160 the whole square. How much you are getting? Others? Mekala, Sushil Kumar, Akshay Pratap, Lokesh, how much you are getting? Did you understood the concept? Did you understood the concept? Sushil Kumar, have you understood the concept? How I took?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I understood. I'm just calculating.
Okay, please tell me the answer. These axes, x axis and y axis, are called as the principal axis of moment of inertia, axis of moment of inertia. Why? Because on this axis, the moment of inertia is maximum. How to find the principal axis of moment of inertia? In the sense, the axis of symmetry is always the principal axis of moment of inertia, where the moment of inertia is maximum. Okay, both x and y axis are the axis of symmetry. Hence, the moment of inertia is maximum along this axis. Okay. How much are you getting? Why so slow? Sushil, Mekala, Lokesh. 5 minutes remaining. You should tell me fast. Is it? How much you got? Is it 118.633 into 10 power 6 mm power 4? Are you getting this? Are you getting this? You can do 200 into 10 power 3 by 12 plus 200 into 10, 5 minus 160 the whole square. You multiply both this term, this term and this term is same, it is symmetrical. You can take 200, 400 into 10 power 3 and you can do it and tell me. You can take, sorry, I cannot take 400, you should multiply whole thing by 2 and then you should tell me. Are you getting this answer, Mekala? Did you got this answer, Sushil Kumawat?
Yes, sir. Now got.
Okay, I'll
Yes,
go
yes,
ahead.
I got
I
it.
found IXX. Okay, I found IXX, but I cannot come to a conclusion that this is the axis, that is the axis upon which the moment of inertia is minimum. I have to find IYY also. IYY. Since you can see here, this is the axis of YY. This is the YY axis, and this is passing to the centered. All the centered parts is passing. So there is no parallel axis theorem coming into picture. Directly, I can go and write the formula. This is BD cube by 12. Which for a parallel to y axis is my B. So therefore, B in for the first section B is 10. 10 into 200 cube by 12 plus second section parallel to y axis, whichever axis we are considering is B, parallel to the axis what we consider is B. So 300 is my B, PD cube by 12, 300 into 10 cube by 12, okay, plus parallel to my this axis since passing to centroid, this is B is 10 into 10 into 200 cube by 12. Tell me what is IYY. How much is it? 13.358 into 10 power 6 mm power 4. Okay, are you getting this? Are you getting
Yes,
this?
sir.
Okay. So which one is the least moment of inertia? Which one is the least moment of inertia? This is 118. This is 13.538. So since IYY less than IXX, the column buckles about y-axis. This is the column buckles about this axis. It will buckle about this axis. Okay, this IYY has to be considered for. Therefore, IYY is considered. IYY has to be considered for calculating buckling loads because buckling happens about least moment of inertia axis. So that axis is y-axis and buckling happens to be on that axis. We'll continue with this problem. If you have curiosity, you can solve. This is problem number 9.42 in your local author JVK Das. Problem number 9.42. If you are curious, you can solve this problem and tell me the solution. He has given wind loads. Wind load in the sense he has given the column like the subjected to wind load. You can assume that it is nothing but column is subjected to wind. Sorry, column is subjected to wind loads like this. Instead of in vertical, he has given horizontal. Column is subjected to. He has given UDL. It doesn't mean that column is horizontal and UDL. Assume that this column is subjected to wind load. Wind load. That's it. Okay. I'll stop at this point. I don't want to put on more links so that then you will get confusion. Students will get confused. And I'll stop at this point. From Monday, I'll start another 3-4 problems that should be more than sufficient.